calculation for matter of power trial bis. That bonus different levels will be factored into power can be left right. Okay. I mean, I don't know what this means. It's just a phrase to say that you're changing how your power is calculated in Trial of Abyss. I don't know if it's going to be better or worse though, just by this sentence. Oh, Dur's Trial, same thing. Okay. Swapping healing and vitality stats with magic charms, so that enhances stats bearer suited heroes equipping them. Okay, I guess they had charms that weren't really on point. Adding a new way to use Bronco Essence. On the Magic Charms Details interface, you can use Bronco Essence to activate any mythic magic charm of a hero. I'm not familiar with this. If you in the chat guys know what this means, please let me know, because I just unlocked my magic charms, because I only play Honor Duel really. I just play the rest of the game for fun, that's okay, but I don't really focus on that. So I'm not an expert on magic charms and Bronco Essence, to be fair. Removing the cooldown for replacing mythic magic charms. Increasing the speed multiplier for certain modes after speeding up battle. Including but not limited to Supreme, Battle Drills, Candelabra, and Endless mode. Okay, so this is maybe instead of X2, the velocity at which the fight goes off, you can maybe go X4, X8. That's awesome. If you're just clicking to put down a number, it will go much faster. Adding a synergy show card that includes synergy battle, proxy battle, and corrupt creature to player performance. Linking to map. Okay, just quality of life change there. Adding the auto change option in squad settings. Okay. Adding a feature to claim missed primal lore rewards. Alright. Optimizing the layout of guild display wall. Enhancing the atmosphere in guild lobby. Optimizing character performance and animation. Significantly increasing the frequency of each event during Astral Fair, and fixing certain gameplay issues. Oh, okay. Okay, I remember this one. The modes only being able like 2 hours at a time. And what if I don't have those 2 hours to play the game? And I would miss out on rewards because I didn't have time to play exactly at that hour. I guess significantly increasing the frequency, it means I expect that when you log in, there's something to do, right? At least one of the games is going to be available. So if you're just there for the points, I mean, you log in and there's something that gives you points. I hope they did this kind of change. I'm fine with games rotating. So if you want to play the specific game, you have to wait for it to come up. But at least for people who have to log in and they only have this hour of the day to do it, maybe during they were moving to go to work or other things, waiting for kids to come out of school, whatever. And then that's the hour I have to play. I need to be able to finish my event in that hour, right? Adding hints in sorting stall. Okay, this was the bane of many Redditors. The sorting stall. Optimizing battle difficulty requests to come to players. Okay. Events happening beyond the minimap can now be shown. You can tap on the event and reach the target location without a route. Quality of life, very good. Plain chests and glamour chests will open automatically when you go near them. Yeah, that's just one less click. Why do that? Formation used in the previous proxy battle challenge will be saved. Proxy battle? I mean, I don't think this comes up very often, but maybe that's me. Enhancing the gaming experience when the balanced power mode with 60 frame rate is enabled. Okay. Increasing the resource verification speed. You will receive an exclusive frame Wild Explorers when you log in on the PC version after version update. Okay, there's an exclusive frame for PC, but it's just a circle, right? Combat mechanics. Okay, so this is okay. Finally on the good stuff, right? So this is how heroes are gonna change. So there's changes to heroes. The proxy battle change is great. You have to redo the whole formation for every try. Okay, but did you do many proxy battles for your friends? I never did or asked for a proxy battle. Did you do them? Like, I mean, I don't think that's a feature. Yes, I do. Okay, sorry. I wasn't aware that people were using that feature very much. You do a lot for me. Oh, wow. Okay, then I guess I'm a douchebag. I'm never helping. I never actually. I should be the one asking for help because I only know honor duels, right? So when it's in the world, I probably just suck, and I should ask you guys for help so you can use my heroes and pass the level for me. Yeah, probably. That's me. That's on me. Okay, that's on me. I'm using it to to a few times, I guess. Sounds like lazy guildmates who don't want to learn how to play. We just have to beat them. I mean, also can be true, but what if they're not lazy? They're just not as good as you at placing down heroes or understanding how the game works, and then they're just not having fun because they lose, right? Oh, you reward when you help? Okay, that's awesome. So this is although how heroes are gonna change, and that's important, I feel like. Igor, the Mad Dagger, fixing an issue where the Spectre Guard skill sometimes did not trigger correctly. I never noticed. I guess it just works better because not trigger correctly makes me think he had to do something that he didn't do. So maybe Igor is going to be a slightly stronger. Fresto, Abyssal Illusionist. The damage dealt by Fresto's illusion will also be included in his total damage dealt, shown in the battle statistics. The actual effect of his illusion in battle remains the same. Okay, so you're gonna see, if you click on stats after tomorrow, you're gonna see your Fresto deal a lot more damage, and that's only because they are now showing the damage of the illusion, and before they were not. So the damage is the same, Fresto didn't change, you're just going to be able to see the real number of Fresto damage, including the illusion damage, right? Reyna, Symmetric Sin, fixing an issue where dynamic balance could sometimes fail to grant buffs on the heroes, as its swap effect does not take place after it is interrupted. Okay, so when he was about to swap, the swap didn't happen, they also didn't get the buff. Instead, now he's gonna give the buff even if the swap is not happening because of interruption. That's how I read it. Fixing an issue where the swap effect could sometimes fail to take place when none of the heroes is Scarlita. I don't think it ever happened to me because I'm so weak, quote unquote. I don't fight many Scarlitas in my level of Reyna. I guess at high level this was happening very many times. And the new hero, Ulmus, fixing an issue where the special effects after Ulmus takes root is displayed incorrectly. Okay, this makes me think it was only displayed incorrectly, so the power level of Ulmus is going to be the same, I suppose. And finally, honor duel adjustments at the end, of course, because they don't care about us, but there's a bunch of new things that are very cool. So number 1, adjusting the artifact XP required to upgrade artifact to 1 star. After the upgrade, the artifact will be enhanced. So it's the same that is now. When you play the battle, you get some XP. When you level up the hero, you get some XP. That is probably going to stay the same, but the XP required to upgrade is no more going to be 6. They're not saying how much though. So is it going to be lower or higher? I don't know. You guys want to do... I just want to see what you think about this. So let me cast a poll in chat. Is artifact XP gonna be higher or lower for level 1 now? Higher. More than 6 XP. Or lower. 5 or less. Let's see what you guys think if you want to vote in chat. And in the meantime, I'm gonna say what I think about this. So they're changing the artifact XP required to upgrade to 1 star. I think it's gonna be higher. Just as I suppose. And that's because when you play a lot of honor duels, you realize that the bonus you get once you level up the artifact is probably coming after 1 or 2 rounds already. And the run in general should last up to 9, 10, 11 rounds if it goes long. So when you have to play 9, 10, or 11, and after 1 or 2 the artifact is already upgraded, then doesn't it feel like the artifact was always with the upgrade on, like you just played 1 or 2 rounds without? So I think they're gonna make it higher. Although, keep in mind, they might be saying, wait a minute, since the upgrade sometimes give you a direction in which you want to go. You remember many people were lamenting the fact that you're playing welders and then you upgrade and the artifact is going to say, oh, you can choose 15% bonus damage on maulers or 15% bonus damage on graveborns. And you're there like, oh, thank you, game. Now I have 5 welders in team. I guess I'm going to click randomly, right? I don't use any of the upgrades. So I think that would be a reason to make it lower. So that you get your direction immediately. Like after one fight, you upgrade, you see what's about to happen, and you still have the time to go, okay, well then, I mean, then just go for maulers, right? If that's the upgrade I'm getting. Oh, so you guys, 100% of you believes it's going to be higher. I also believe it's going to be higher, but I still think there's a chance it's lower for that reason I just said. Badax, I just got that. Playing maulers. Do I want 15% attack on welders or light bearers? Yeah, lol, right? I don't give it to me. But if you had it earlier, maybe you could have made a few changes on your team to actually use the 15% attack bonus. But once you invested into legendary units of one faction, you're not going to change them just because the bonus is different. Adjusting the artifact XP required to upgrade an artifact to 2 stars this time around. After the upgrade, you will be able to choose 1 legendary equipment not available in dual store. So there's a lot to unpack here. You could have pivot, yeah, exactly. And so there's a lot to unpack. I'm gonna make a new poll, similar, just to see if you guys are on the same page or if you think it's gonna be the opposite way around this time. So artifact XP for level 2 higher, which means 43 plus XP, or lower this time around, which means 41 minus XP. In this one, I think it's gonna be lower, because many times the run just ends and you aren't at level 2 just yet. You didn't experience the full artifact and you lost already. So I think they're gonna make it that you get to level 2 quicker, sooner, let's say, so that you can actually play at least a few rounds with your artifact as complete, right? With all the effects opened up. This is what I think. This one, you guys are a little bit more diversified in answers. There's 2 highers, the 4 lowers. So you have different opinions here. The hidden upgrades is stupid no matter what, even if the upgrade is sooner. Oh, the hidden upgrade. I don't think it's stupid. I think it makes for the replayability of the game a little bit, because you never have the same run, because you have to change the like if the bonus is actually big enough, it makes it so that your run is different from the one you had before. Think about the bonus getting there sooner and being stronger. Maybe in the future they'll also change the bonuses to be a little bit more impactful. And then you click sensor, illusion sensor, but then Mauler's healing shows up, and you're actually gonna be like, okay, fuck Hewin and Damien, let's go Coke and Smokey. And you understand that after 1 round, and it makes an impact so big that this sensor run is going to be different than the one I had yesterday, where I just thought, okay, Hewin is just a must-have, no way Hewin is out. they could shake it up a little bit so that the upgrade actually guides you towards a build. So here you guys believe it's lower. There's 70% of you believing it's going to be lower than 41. So getting to finish your artifact before what we're used to be here. There's also, they didn't mention changing the amount of XP you gain. So I suppose you're still going to get 2 XP every round and 3 for upgrading to Legendary, plus 2 for upgrading to Mythic. This is to be seen. Although I said there was a lot to unpack, because the sentence that didn't finish here, right? After the upgrade to level 2, you will be able to choose 1 legendary equipment. Holy shit. Not available in Dual Store. What is a legendary equipment? Now, this I want to know. Because this means, so first of all, you will be able to choose 1. Among how many? Where's the list? What do they do? So I think this is an exciting change. Admittedly, I don't know what's about to come. They might even be so broken that they ruin the game, because when you get there and click the broken one, you win. Whatever, I don't know. But this feels exciting, because if they actually make it easier to get to level 2 and your artifact is complete, and on top they show you, for example, 3, 5, 6 choices, and you can click on legendary equipment, which is very powerful, and put it like, you know what you're playing. If you got to level 2, you know what your composition is going to be looking like. You know what you're aiming at and what you're weak against, etc. And you have a plethora of choices to get 1 legendary equipment that's like finishing, like the cherry on top of your cake, or for example, fixing the very weak point of having like only 1 tank, and then you put this equipment and you gain a 2nd tank through, I don't know, defensive stats or whatever. It can make the game very exciting. It's going to be difficult for them to balance legendary equipments, which I suppose are going to be super strong, by just, I don't know, I have this feeling, right? Because it's a legendary equipment and it's not available in Dual Store. So the only way to get 1 of those is to get to level 2 artifact XP. I think it's going to be like a huge item, very, very powerful effect. So they might actually have to be very careful at balancing these things. Because what if it's too powerful, and then as soon as you get to level 2 XP, you're instantly clicking on the broken equipment and you win every match, because the broken equipment is stronger than the opponent having mythics or good team composition, whatever. Your equipment is super strong. We'll see how it goes, but it's exciting because I think it's a good change for the game. And this will also make it so that no run feel the same. Because you get to level 2, you upgrade, your artifact is finished, and if the choices are different game to game, then, you know, there's like, you hope for 1, but what if it doesn't show up? You have to click on a different legendary equipment. So maybe you have to be able to adapt your composition to whichever equipment comes up of from the choice. So this is very cool. Miko, I finally unlocked my first Mythic Plus as a free-to-play player. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, they start, once they start coming, you'll get a bunch very soon, I feel like. That was it for me. Once I hit the point where my OD was Mythic Plus, then in about 1 or 2 weeks I had 4, 5, 6 units there. So keep going, Miko. Adding new items in Dual Store. There you go. Artifact XP and Random Ascension. Please see in-game description for the uses. So they're not telling us what they do, but they're about to say that there's 2 new items in the Dual Store that's going to be available. Don't know how much they cost, and we don't know what they do, but we can try and figure it out. So there's going to be Artifact XP. So they're playing with this Artifact XP thing, and you can now purchase XP, which means you have this is a very tough concept to explain. So the game gives you some resources. This is high level gaming. The game gives you resources to use. You have to make the better use you can of your resources to be as strong as possible to win. So one of the resources the game is giving you is coins, right? When you play and do and finish one run, they give you some coins. And there's already a mechanism in game in which if you change the heroes you're playing, you get more coins. If they stayed on the bench and then you play with them, you get 7 extra coins. So there's a way to manage how many resources you get in game by switching heroes, etc. And those resources you have, like coins, now can be spent to upgrade your artifact XP. Let's suppose, I don't know anything about it, but let's suppose there's a new item in the store that costs 15 coins. Instead of being 1 hero, it's 3 artifact XP. Alright? So maybe now, if you want to reach the famous 42, that they're going to change by the way, but let's say it's 42 still. If you want to reach the famous 42 and you're down to 40 at this point, actually purchasing 3 XP might be very valuable because you're spending 15 coins, that's a resource, to getting 3 XP that brings you over level 2. Now your artifact is complete, and on top of that, you're getting 1 legendary equipment now, right? So it's a very like it's oh yeah, just purchase some XP. Yeah, okay, let's think about it, right? This might be like there's implications, right? It might also be that to get to level 1 and level 2, they are increasing the XP amount required, because now only by playing it's going to have to be like difficult to hit level 1 and hit level 2. If you want to actually get to level 1 and level 2, they want to make it so that you have to spend your coin resource to purchase some XP, otherwise the run is going to finish before you get there. So if your goal is to activate the full potential of the artifacts and also getting 1 legendary item, the XP amount is so high that the runs you play are not going to be enough. You have to actually purchase. Hello Ryan, thank you for the follow, welcome in. And it might make a big difference in how you manage your coins. Maybe instead of going mythic with the units, now the new strategy might be just go to legendaries, find a few cool items, and then purchase some artifact XP, get to level 2 of your artifact, you activate the second thing, you get a legendary equipment of your choice, and you know, maybe that's a different way to play the game. Like this, that might be a new way to play. Purchasing XP. This going to be interesting, and it all depends on how much it costs, how achievable is the level 2 without purchasing, or how fast can you get to level 2 if you just keep your heroes very low profile, but you start spending your coins only on artifact XP. Maybe you get there super fast. And I mean, this might change how the game plays out. This is also one other of those that I think is going to be exciting to explore. And also, another item is called Random Ascension. What can a random ascension be? What do you guys think? So random ascension, I don't think it's a random hero, because that would be like the 3 random cards for 18 coins. That's a random hero. If they talk about ascension, it means you bring something from epic to legendary or legendary to mythic, right? That's an ascension to me. Promote one of your heroes randomly. So yeah, but among the 5-year, what if I have 15 heroes in my bench? I'm just stupid, right? So I just click and one of them gets bigger. So they are incentivizing you to sell the leftovers, keep the 5 you want, click on the random, and one of those is going to ascend. And maybe you have to time it perfectly so that, I mean, if they're all legendaries, that's cool. You click and one of them is going to be mythic. But what if you have a legendary 3 out of 4? You click and that one ascends. And you're like, oh geez, just give me one of the others. This was almost mythic, right? Or it could be a random hero but from your pool. So that's helping you, but you don't know which one you're buying. That's an option. So maybe, you know, for example, they go, how much would it cost to get one random hero of your, like, between the 5 you're playing with? Suppose you sell the rest of the bench and you just keep 5. You click on this card and it's one of your heroes. How much should that, like, if one hero costs 15 but you know what you're getting, how much does this random one cost? Less than 15 because you can't choose. I still think, since they're talking about random ascension, I think it's gonna bring it like immediately from legendary to mythic, for example. Maybe they just said new items, random ascension items. There's an S, it's a plural. It might be plural because artifact XP is one item, random ascension is another item. But it might be plural because artifact XP has, I don't know, 3 versions, and random ascension has 3 versions, where there's random ascension from epic to legendary, and if you purchase that, one of your epics gets legendary. Random ascension legendary to mythic, and if you click on that, one of your legendaries goes to mythic. I mean, we don't know that, right? But random ascension seems like it should be a very expensive one. If it's bringing you from legendary to mythic, that thing usually costs you 60 coins, right? 60 coins to get 4 copies of your hero. Plus, you're not getting 4 immediately. You have to roll a bunch of times before you find the 4 copies you need. So usually to bring one hero from legendary to mythic, you're spending, I would say, 80 coins to get to that point. Maybe even 90 or 100 if you're unlucky. So if you have one legendary unit and you want it to be mythic, you should be like supposing to spend 100 or more before he gets to mythic. So how much can a random ascension cost you if it's giving you all of that value, like 100 gold of value, but it's randomly among the units you have, it's not the one you're targeting. So there's this thing that is, in one click it should cost more than 100, maybe 120, but also it's random, you don't know which one is ascending. So maybe down to 60, I don't know, half the price. Because if I'm playing Censor and I click on that and my Damien gets to mythic, I'm gonna be like, geez, not Damien, right? So maybe that's a waste of coins. I don't know. How much does it cost? I had a lot rolling on Tandra to get her to mythic plus. I don't know. I had a lot of luck with many heroes, but in different games, so I think it just balances out. I'm just thinking, how much does an Ascension cost? I don't really know if they're able to balance this thing. 60 coins, Bedex, your guess. But let me tell you this one. 60 coins is the bare minimum you would spend for a legendary to go to mythic. Even if you roll only once, after a round, the shop is new, it rolls, and you find all the 4 copies right there. You still have to spend 60 to buy the Ascension to mythic. So would you just in one card you find all 4, you click on it, the price is the same? It doesn't make sense to me. There's also a problem that, well, okay, then let's say it costs 80 because it's just too good, right? Okay, 80 coins, fine. Who has 80 coins? Like when you win end game rounds, they give you like 100. So if it costs more than 60, you're gonna have to start like keeping your coins for later rounds, because you know there's gonna be in the shop maybe an item that costs 80 gold and you have to click on that because it's good. It's random, and if it's rare in the shop, it's okay. Oh, we also didn't talk about how much it's gonna be, like the frequency at which you are getting these items, right? Artifact XP. Is it gonna start like flooding the shop with artifact XP? You can just buy, or once in a while you'll see that, and it doesn't make a big impact because maybe you'll see one or twice in the game. Also the random ascension, right? If you're lucky, you see it once, then okay, it's easier to balance.